Welcome to White Fence Living Podcast. Christy, John, thanks for coming.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. So we've got the Richardsons, and we are going to talk anything and everything New Albany. Maybe a little business, sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start. Let's start with how did you two meet?
Oh,
And
boy.
Okay, so we both grew up in New Albany.
Oh, okay.
He's 5 grades ahead of me, so I didn't actually know him in school. But my senior year, I was walking to the pool one day, and he was out throwing the football with his friends, and he approached me.
Is that how it was?
Yeah, that's how it was.
You approach me?
Yeah.
Oh.
The rest is history.
So I did not know that, right? Like every episode I say this, I intentionally don't do any research. I had a sense, Christy, that you were John. I didn't know for whatever reason, but no, that's cool. So can I ask what year that was?
I had graduated.
He graduated
college.
93.
Well, I graduated college, and so when I
97.
graduated, you had graduated high school.
I was
basically.
graduating.
Yeah, you were
so
in the
98.
process.
Yeah, I was
Nice.
class of 98. He was class of 93.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. So where did you guys live?
So when we met it, I was living
Well, no,
with.
before we got met, where you were living over on Kitzmiller.
I lived on
right?
Kitzmiller Road. I grew up there, just
Oh, okay.
south of the old East of Dublin Granville Road. So Abercrombie bought my parents' home.
Nice.
So I was there when Les was building his house,
yeah,
and then I moved out obviously my sophomore year. So
that's awesome.
college.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you were on
Yeah.
605.
Yeah, I was on 605. There's a much bigger house in place of the house I lived in now.
Yeah. So 605, like north of Walnut.
It's actually right by Fenway, where you enter
Oh,
Fenway.
the other way. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Wow. So you guys really have it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I didn't know her at all until I met her. Didn't know who she was. My sister did. So
Ah.
my sister's like,
Younger
"Oh,
sister.
you're dating her." I'm like,
I'm sure that's what everybody said to my wife. That's
funny.
that's good. So I had Lauren Davies on, and she's like, you to trust me. There's more like original New Albany people here than you think, which is really cool. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, if you get to come back to live in New Albany, like you've done really well, right? It's not quite like a lot of small towns where it's easy to just come back to your hometown.
It's a bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Yeah. So I guess what are your thoughts on the change? Like what you've seen New Albany happen? Is it for the better? Have you enjoyed watching it? Have you?
So I've seen it all. So
Yeah.
farmland. I mean, I remember when I moved here. I was 8 years old. My dad was like, "Hey, we're moving here." I'm like, "What?" 2-lane road all the way into New Albany. It's crazy.
Yeah.
How much it's changed, and I actually like it. I like the small town feel they've kept.
For sure, yeah.
You get a little weirded out about some of the perimeter stuff, like too much commercial stuff, too much.
Yeah.
As you go 62, like towards Johnstown, I get a little worried. It's getting closer to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't like a lot of that, but it's just a part of what happens.
Yeah.
But I like how they're trying to keep New Albany, the downtown, that small town feel. I think that's important.
Yeah.
There's other communities that's kind of gone away. I feel like Dublin, that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I've seen a lot of it. I remember the old high school. That's where I graduated. I remember the little Dairy Cream, the old mill right there where Brewdog is.
Yeah.
But it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
And things change. It just happens.
It's good for business.
Yeah. We joke a lot. Hey, new development. That's
Yeah.
Yep.
more landscape, more patios. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is. New Albany does still have a small town feel for sure. And of course, what I love about that is the athletic side of it. Because there's still a lot of like school pride, and you're playing with a lot of your buddies that you've played forever. Like you've experienced that. So let's touch on that a little bit. So
Sure.
Tell me about baseball.
Well, life's got easier with me because I'm not a coach anymore,
Yeah.
and I don't have any more baseball players. Jacob was the last one, so Nolan is my sophomore. He quit. He has decided to stick with track, so he's following in his older brother's footsteps of doing high jump. So
Nice.
Josh is in college doing high jump at Coastal Carolina. He says I'm retired, so he's at University of Tampa just learning
Living it up.
Living his best
you know,
life.
I loved every minute of it. Was it busy? Yes, it was. It wore on both of
Yeah,
us. There was 3 boys.
We had about a 15-year stretch of
yeah,
New Albany baseball.
I mean, not only were they all on a travel team, they were all in Little League. And we were doing that and dividing and conquering. Plus, my daughter, who also didn't do a lot of stuff then, but she was doing some. So we had to
Yeah.
manage the 4 kids, and I loved it all. I mean, for example, I just was at the basketball game the other day, watching the boys play their first round, and I see some of my old buddies that I coached with, Tim Bush and Bob Pettinger, and I was like, I've seen you in a while. So we still stay connected. You know, do we see each other every week? No, we don't. But
Yeah.
we're always going to be connected because of the years we did coaching these boys, and now seeing them all grow up. They still reach out to me. In fact, on my phone right now is a text from one of them asking me a question.
That's awesome.
And I
That's
love
awesome.
I love it. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
So you coached from like when they started young
Third,
all the way through?
so it would be like 3rd, 4th
John-
grade, all the way up to
No, earlier than that, Josh started baseball at 6.
yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, if you're
prep.
counting rec.
Oh, I'm counting rec. That's still New
Yeah.
Albany baseball. But yeah, Josh was 6 when he started rec, and Jacob was quick to follow, and then Nolan and even Gracie. But
So 13, 14 U is kind of when dads are supposed to be kind of done.
Yeah.
And then you move on to someone else who coaches your kids. So that, I mean, it was a good stretch there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacob's the one who got most of my attention. Josh, I didn't coach him a lot in travel.
he was always juggling soccer too, though.
He was a soccer kid. And then Nolan, I coached a good amount too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weren't you the longest running flag football coach there for a while?
I should have a plaque. Many people say, but I love flag football program in New Albany was so much fun. The years that I remember I'd go from one game to the next game to the next game because of 3 boys, and New Albany rec sports is run really well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean the flag football. I loved it, enjoyed every minute of it, ate up our entire Sunday
Yeah.
and a weekday during the evening. And New Albany Little League, the rec program, the way they do it, it was just some of the greatest moments that I've had as
I miss
a
it.
parent. Right, you're glad it's over because of how busy it is, but at the same time you kind of miss it a little bit. Like I don't mind if I'll go over and watch a game. Every now and then.
Well, you got to find yourself like, what do we do? We have all this time.
Yeah.
I know that's what it's like for us right now. Just if there's an evening that there's no sports or anything, look out. Like there's going to be fights. Things are like, we don't know we don't know what to do with ourselves. We're like bored.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard. It's tough when you're in it because my wife and I are doing the same thing. Like it's a nonstop. It's impossible for 2 parents to be with 4 kids involved in sports. Like it's just impossible.
Well, it takes a village too.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of help from other parents, especially.
Oh yeah.
When you have more than 2. It can. Hey, guess what? Can you help with Nolan this week for us, please?
Need a ride here, need a ride there.
We've had to send them for weekend tournaments without us before.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're through all this. I mean, now we got to worry about trying to see Josh in college, and
And
Jacob not really playing sports, but like
Yeah.
Nolan's high school track, and then now Gracie's doing her thing. So it's a lot easier. We have so much more free time.
Yeah.
Before, but I still love going and watching the games. Like the high school basketball team. There's a couple boys on the team that I coached in baseball, and I coached in basketball, and and I love going and watching them. You know, so I didn't get out as much this year as I wanted to, but it's crazy how fast they all grow up. They grow so fast.
It flies.
Yeah.
It's flown for me already. I mean, like my oldest is 7th grade, and I'm like, holy smokes. Like that when that coaching ends, when it hasn't for me yet, but I've watched other parents do it. It's like there's a piece of you missing because it's like when dad's done coaching, and then the real coaches take over.
Yeah.
And then you become a, what do you call it, like an armchair quarterback.
Yeah, that's right.
He's not doing that right. No. Yeah. It's like, stop, you're done, you're retired.
That's exactly right. I got into so I coached a little bit of youth baseball. I was not a baseball guy. My son wasn't very good at baseball. I have no problem telling him that. So, but I was sitting and he was playing like t-ball or something or coach pitch, and me and another dad are sitting there. And you may know Aaron Yorty.
I know the name. Yes. Yeah.
Kids are younger but super involved in rec baseball and travel baseball. So he and I are like watching, And his wife's like, you guys aren't going to sit here and complain all season long unless you're willing to like help out. So he and I coached the next year, and then it was just, he's still in it. I got out.
Yeah. It's a thankless job when you're a parent coaching, because you're just doing it because you want to do it for the kids. And, you know, it's everybody has their opinions, but ultimately I had a great experience through all of it. So
I love it. I mean, I love coaching, obviously. Happy to be back in it, not just like at the youth level, but hope to stick around for what happens in New Albany football, but we'll see. So let's talk a little bit of business then. So you guys have Traditions Landscape.
Yep.
Where'd the name come from?
Boy, that was tough. You know what? Just a lot of just thinking what sounded good. You know, we kind of we rebranded. We used to be our initials. It was JCR, and I just was like, I hate it. It worked for a while, and we just like, I need something that just
something family oriented, something
Traditions Landscape. And I wrote it down. I'm like, that sounds good. So then when I had a company kind of put together a logo, it looked really cool, and I'm like, I think I like it. Yeah. And you just not much more thought than that, other than it just kind of rolled off my tongue. And she was like, you know, sure, okay, whatever you think. And so that's where it came from. I bet, you know, I mean, I don't have any more than that. It just sounded good.
So how did you get into it?
Landscaping?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good question. I went to Otterbein. I went to Otterbein for business marketing and management.
Okay.
And had a desk job. Had a good job. Sitting at a desk. Didn't like it. I met her. She started working at the same place I was working at for a little bit. Her dad, who is a landscaper by trade. In fact, her entire family at one point were landscapers.
All right.
We're third generation.
Yeah.
Nice.
So one day in 2002 or
2002.
Called us, and he was in Clearwater Beach, Florida, and he had started building his company down there on the beach, and he started buying real estate. And he's like, I want you to come down here and grow the landscape side, and then let's do some real estate investing. So I'm like, I don't want to be behind a desk anymore. And I asked her, and so we went.
Oh, nice.
Went well for about a year.
Yeah.
And we said we want to come back home.
We just missed Ohio.
We missed Ohio. We didn't really have friends. Got enough money from short-term investments to come back and start my company.
Nice.
And so I started learning, calling her uncle, calling her dad. I leaned on them a lot initially.
Yeah.
And then we just built it from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Third generation landscaper. So I've got a little landscaping background. Like, it's actually similar. My wife, her dad, like, had always cut grass, done landscaping forever. Her cousin, I used to go work for in the summer, and then of course I started doing it in high school, like just on the side, and then went the education route, left education, purchased a franchise, and it was mostly maintenance based, which is just a brutal industry, as you know. It is. Yeah. Did some design build work though, like loved that side of it. Just wasn't anything we never really focused on it. But so that's a lot of what you do, right? Design build work.
Yeah, that changed a lot in the last.
Well, it's 2015, I think, is when we rebranded.
We rebranded, but what
more toward
really
residential.
Changed kind of what we did as far as design build is when we brought on Chris Ealer. Chris Ealer works for me and runs my entire. He's a partner of mine that runs the hardscape side. So he's an artist. He's very detail oriented. You know, probably without him, I don't know where I would be as far as the hardscape side. Yeah. But he was an integral piece for me shifting from doing commercial installs and also doing maintenance. We had, 70, 80 mowing accounts at one point where when Chris came on board and we decided to shift our focus to, hey, let's focus on 1 or 2 jobs a week instead of having 80 customers a week. Yeah. And I eventually got to the point when we rebranded, like, no more mowing. And so we didn't need it anymore. And that's where we're at now today. We do a lot of design build, patios, pavilions, fireplaces, and I love it because we can focus on one project. And when you're all done and you get to see what you did, it's her going, let's go take some photography. And I'm like, it's not ready yet. We got to power wash it and seal it. Well, when's that going to be ready? I mean, stop. Oh, no. But it's just gratifying to see the end result and seeing the customer obviously ultimately like very happy as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It is. Are you using any software to design?
Yeah, so we use a lot of Unilock product. You're
Yeah.
familiar with that.
Yeah.
We use the UVision
UVision.
software. It's, you can use it to be CAD, but I don't use that feature. I use this. I mean, we do it to scale, but
Yeah.
the 3D element of this program is what gives the customer their visual, and then they go, "Wow, I did not know it was going to look like that." So every project I design, probably 90% of them get a 3D rendering, and
Yeah.
then so they can visualize what's coming their way.
Yeah, I mean, I used it a little bit. I don't remember. I'm sure it's different than it used to be.
It's changed a lot in the
But
last
it
5
is-
to 6 years.
It's just really cool. Like
Yeah.
I think I was working on a project in my house, and you could like put somebody swimming in the pool.
You can.
and you like throw fish food to the fish.
Yes, it's got to the point now where I can take a backyard and do an elevated patio pavilion, do fencing and landscape, and I can have it done in less than an hour.
Wow.
In the beginning, that was not the case.
Yeah.
It's so user friendly, but it's such a great selling tool. It's such
For
because
sure.
I've had customers, I walk into their house and they go, "Yeah, we've already talked to another company, and we're looking at you and him." And I show them the 3D rendering, and they're like, "Wow!" And they go, "Here, this is what he gave me." And he slides me over a piece of paper of a sketch that the other guy gives, and so it makes me feel good because, like, hey, look what I did.
Yeah.
And so the program has definitely changed the way I sell jobs.
Yeah.
And it gives me all my measurements, and it helps me calculate estimating. So, and I use that as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a great selling tool
For
and
sure.
most customers use it. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. So in addition to design build, then you're doing like traditional, just regular landscaping, right? Installs, plants.
yeah, we have a crew that just focuses on going. I mean, I ran 3 today. That, hey, my landscape's overgrown, I want to start over.
Yeah.
You rip out the front, you put all new landscaping in. So that and lighting, and we offer drainage. We do it all.
Everybody is looking at their drainage issues.
Right now
Yeah.
is when everybody calls for drainage
Yeah.
issues. Hey, I get pictures at night, texts of, "Hey, look at my downspout backing up. What's going on?"
Yeah. Because we'll get the same thing for gutters.
Yeah.
Like as soon as we get a heavy rain. It's funny. It was like during COVID when everybody was stuck at home, we did more gutter cleaning
I bet.
than we have ever, because people just weren't at home, and all of a sudden they're like, "What is that?" What's
That was
going
one of our biggest years.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Crazy.
I bet.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
I think it's one of the most neglected things homeowners do not do is pay attention to their downspouts and their drainage.
100%.
I've been to so many homes where I go to their house and their downspouts are disconnected by like 6, 8, 9 inches.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, how long has it been like that? And then you see the washout and you're like, what's going on. This is clogged.
Yeah.
But I try to bring it up every time. Like, hey, let's fix this before we do anything like a landscape or a
Yeah.
patio. This should be your number one priority. So,
I looked at a patio yesterday. I wish I would have taken a picture of it. It was we're gonna bore everybody that's listening to this that isn't into landscaping.
yeah.
They had vented their dryer vent through the steps off the back patio.
Oh boy.
So there's like 3 steps, and so I think it was like the first riser.
Yeah.
There's a vent like 3
Wow.
foot, and it went through the stairs.
So instead of moving the dryer vent, they just took it right through the steps. Got it.
Yeah.
That made more sense.
Yeah, it was hilarious, and I'm like,
Path of least resistance, I
Yeah.
guess. Right?
yeah. But I'm like, it's gonna settle. Like that's gonna
Yes.
be a mess.
I've seen it.
Well, so let's if I'm a New Albany resident and I'm thinking about doing something to my patio,
Yeah.
what should I be thinking about? Like what should I do? What are the steps to that? Right. So I'm ready. I'm thinking about
Yeah.
it. What should I do?
Yeah, I've heard so many times that a customer calls a contractor, they meet at their house, and the contractor immediately tells them what they should do. Rather, what I do is I listen to them. I want to hear what they want. So what are you hoping to do out here? Do you entertain a lot? Do you just want it for you and your husband and your kids to just have a nice little place to hang out? Do you want to be dry? Do you want a structure? Blah, blah, blah. We go through all of it, and then they give me some ideas. From there, I do all the measurements, and I start the design process for them. And, that's kind of the next steps. And so I listen to them a lot because ultimately this is their home.
Yeah.
I don't live there. So I want to put in what they want.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how many times I hear people say, yeah, he came in here. He's like, you should do this and that. I'm like, no. And so that's the steps that we go. And
Yeah.
then they get the design. They can make changes. And then when they finalize the design, we like it. Then I give them a quote.
Yeah.
We go from there, and hopefully they move forward with our with our company.
Yeah, for sure. What makes Traditions different from other install companies?
I think customer service and the attention to detail. And we do not fix work. If we do, it's rare.
Yeah.
It's just I left one today in New Albany where I can tell you right now it was probably 800 square feet of bluestone, seawalls that are brick mason that should not settle, a pergola that was leaning. It wasn't more than 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I told the customer, and they knew, this needs completely redone.
Yeah.
And with us, you just don't have those issues. The guys I have are so good. And that's the reason why I do what I do, because we can focus on one job and do it the right way rather than back in the day when I had 70 customers doing maintenance. It's just I don't want to be big when it comes to design build. I want to be focused on quality and be able to give my customer full attention.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because if there's one thing I hear the complaint is contractors don't call me back, or they don't, or I have a repair and they won't call me back. I don't ever want to be that guy. I want them to leave me a review, and I want it to be positive. So I think that's what separates us. I really do.
Yeah, it's tough. We talk about it at Soap and Water all the time about, like, it's really difficult to scale but maintain that, right?
Correct.
Like, and I always use Chick-fil-A as the example because, like, going to Chick-fil-A is like going to Disney with, like, how nice they are. And they nailed that. They nailed that. Like, they have scaled it but still kept it, like, super friendly. But it just – so we talk about that all the time. Like, the bigger we get, it seems like the further away from that we want to try and maintain that.
Right.
Like, we obviously want to grow, but we don't want to grow to a point where it's like they can't reach out and, smack me if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like our clients want that.
Yeah.
So it's a balancing act for sure of, like, how do you scale? How do you keep that?
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Yeah. And we were joking before we came in here about a sales guy. It's like my hardscape group wants to grow.
Yeah.
Just by one crew. And even that can be overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
Because if we continue to market more in different areas, there's only so much I can handle. So, it'll be a great thing. But then guess what you got to do? You got to find some additional employees that do the work that you trust that can do a good job, but also find the right sales guy.
Yeah.
That you know is going to talk to the customers properly and be knowledgeable enough to tell them what needs to be done.
Yeah.
So.
It's tough.
A lot of our customers love John. Like, I can't even imagine another sales guy going out to
Yeah, I know.
do what you do.
Like, it would drive me crazy probably initially if it ever got to that point. Right now, I still manage, and it's fun because I know it's the time of year. But maybe someday we'll get there. But
Yeah. You're getting your butt kicked right now, I'd imagine.
it started.
Yeah.
It has started. I mean, when you hit 50s and 60s, and even on rainy days, that phone starts going.
Yeah. So what all do you do, Christy, with the business?
Oh, I do all of the things that go unnoticed.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 25 years, juggling that along with the kids.
Yeah.
Just all of the accounting, I'm basically HR, marketing, accounting, all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I enjoy it. It's kind of second nature to me now. It just kind of is what I do. It's part of my day. But yeah.
I think it's really cool to be able to, like, I don't know if my wife and I could do it, like, to both be working in the business, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we've had our moments.
I was going to say the exact same thing. No, I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, when she locks in on something, she's amazing at it.
Yeah.
Recently we just started to grow the social media aspect with Instagram and stuff, and in the last 6 to 8 weeks, she's completely changed kind of how people see us out there. I probably had a half a dozen people say, "Hey, I just saw your ad pop up on Instagram." But those are things she does that, like she said, it's behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And she just runs with it. Now, she does bug me about pictures, and I need more content, and I get frustrated, but ultimately I know what she's trying to do.
For sure.
But she does a lot back. I couldn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if she doesn't do it, I don't know what I would do. So
Yeah. No, 100%. You and Ava got to connect.
Yeah.
Because, those are all the things that she's doing. And, a lot of it goes unnoticed, but it is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like I've always said, she makes everything, like, from the beginning, makes all of us look good. Just the way that it's handled up front. And that's half the battle there is answering every phone call. Finding out what they need, all of those things. I was just trying to think how we met. And I think it was I think it was a lighting auction.
Oh yeah, it was. It was the New Albany Women's Network.
That was it. It was NON.
Yeah, and I bid on the Christmas lighting package. Yeah.
And John was like, "Great, we have to do this every year now."
I know.
I know. No, I actually said I don't have to do this every year now.
He keeps him off of the ladder.
Yeah, and then so were you were helping with 643 at the time too, or involved at some? Okay, I thought this. I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. I can't even remember when that was.
6 years at least, maybe.
That sounds about right. Because actually, Gracie was going into first grade. This is how I remember. Gracie was going into first grade. I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. And my friend, Megan Lindholm with 643 Spirit, she was looking for someone to help her out. And I'm like, well, yeah,
and she was
definitely
on Zarley. Was she on Zarley at the time?
We started in her home in her basement.
That's right.
And then moved over to Zarley. Yep. Now she's in Gahanna. But
because I remember picking soap and water stuff up from her porch.
Yep. I did a lot of cold calls trying to get business for her early on. But that's one of those things where I took for granted how much I actually have to do with Traditions Landscape Group. Because in my head, I'm like, well, Gracie's going into first grade. I should get a part-time job. It did not work out for me just because I had so much to do at home. But I loved working with Megan. Yeah.
She's crushing it now.
Yeah, she is crushing it. Yeah. But
crazy.
and so now every year you're back to do those lights just because of that one meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've changed a little bit. You lost a tree.
Yeah,
a
big
tree.
pine
tree.
Yeah. What's hilarious is I didn't even notice till you texted me. Where's your tree? I'm like, what tree? John's like, you didn't notice that?
I'm like, awkward.
The 30-foot pine tree.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, that's how. Hey, I promise you, I've never cleaned. Like my windows at my house are not getting cleaned.
Always the
frequently.
last places are own.
I can't remember the last time I power washed something in my house. My lights are so sad. This year all I got was like part of the garage. That was it. That's all we got to. I remember some years early on. It'd be funny if they were for your house, but I doubt they were. But I remember like doing my lights and then needing the material on a job in late season and taking lights off of my house that I couldn't like get shipped in time.
I don't think I've ever dug up any shrubs in my house to go plant somewhere else, but
we did take a tree one time. The people didn't want it, and so I'm like, I want that tree.
We did. I did charge a customer to remove their evergreens, and we planted them in our place.
Yeah,
I'm like, why not, right?
Just two of them.
I'm not gonna throw it away.
So it's been probably 15 years since I was landscaping, and I just took down a treeform hydrangea that I took from a client. It was an old tree then.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got it to survive. But finally I was like, this thing got to go. So that's funny.
My guys take stuff all the time. Like we're getting rid of this. And they're like, can I keep it?
Heck
I'm
yeah.
like, how many homes do you have? Like, I mean, like, where are you taking it? Are you selling it? You have your own little nursery now or something? Or?
That's hilarious. I remember like, I don't know, it was probably shortly, we did some power washing for you too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I don't know where John was working, but so this happens occasionally, not very often, where somebody leaves their window open.
I think I remember that. I was in the house.
And I'm doing a house wash and I'm spraying in the window and didn't know.
Why am I getting a mist on my back right now?
It's funny because it does. I mean, it happens. It doesn't happen very often. Usually the technicians are like, and they're better than I am. Of like, hey, I'll make sure all your windows and doors are closed. If you have any areas that water gets in, let me know. I'll be careful around those. No, not me. I just went spraying.
It was harmless. It was harmless.
Yeah. That's funny. Well, what else? So we covered some business. We covered New Albany. I gotta ask, like, I gotta give you some questions on New Albany.
Yeah.
Favorite park, place to go?
Rocky Fork. Fork. I love walking there.
I get yelled at because we don't walk enough, but we've been walking more in the last probably 3 to 4 years, and I like just the closest place.
Yeah.
Like she's like, let's go drive 2 hours to this one new park I found on a map that I have an app for. I'm like, can we just go to Rocky Fork? Like I'd rather just
because you guys can just hit the bike path.
It's paved and you know it's boring, but it's right there.
It's beautiful. I love it.
But yeah, Rocky Fork, it's nice. It's close by. I love how it wraps kind of our property where I know homes aren't going to get built up around me.
Yeah.
Occasionally we see off to the north the horses walking over there because there's a horse part, or like
Yep.
a path. But yeah, that's probably right.
What's that new one? Taylor Farm or Taylor Park?
Yeah,
I like
Taylor
that one
Farm is
too.
neat.
They've done a really good job with that one.
Yeah, the kids have like school events and stuff there. I
Yeah.
try and volunteer for all those.
And
Yeah.
and
It
that
is really
and
cool.
that brick house is where one of my good friends that used to work for me grew up in that house.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah.
What are they doing with that house?
I think it's just a historical house. I know Dennis because he knows all about that house,
Yeah.
and I think he's written some things about it.
Mhm.
I think
He's with the Historical Society.
I got to get
yes.
Dennis on. I haven't reached out to him yet.
Oh, he'd be a great
he-
person.
Yeah,
I
he'd
need
love
to.
it.
Yeah.
He recorded some episodes, and he's got them locked up somewhere. I don't know what he's doing with them.
He could
but-
keep you busy for about 6 months.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And he's got
I
a lot
would
of
love
information.
it.
A lot to
I
talk
think it's
about.
really cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
every time I see Dennis, he's my neighbor. So, he goes off on a story, and I'm just like, okay, I did not know that.
Yeah,
You know,
I would have to carve out some serious time. I feel like.
Yes.
funny story. We went
Yes.
out with him and his wife. Maybe it's been 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long
but We
time.
went to go dinner, and he goes, "I got to make a stop real quick." And we're like, "Okay, sure, whatever." He goes, "I just got to talk at this thing." I go, "Okay," and it was Flag Day. And we pull into this parking lot, and there's a podium, and he's doing a speech for Flag Day. And we're just like, okay. It
We
was
thought
like,
it was date night.
yeah, we thought it was date night, and he had to stop and do a speech for Flag Day. And he
That's hilarious.
had a big story about the historical, all that stuff. And yeah, if there's a guy you want to talk about
Yeah.
history, it's Dennis.
Yeah, I got to get him on because I just think that's real. Like, I love just learning about the history, and
Yeah.
there's a little bit of bad publicity out there right now in New Albany, so I think like
Yeah.
telling that stuff is really important.
Yeah.
because that's really what like New Albany is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. I gotta have him on. I'm gonna call him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
call
think
him.
it's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mm.
Everybody loves Eagles Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Still my favorite.
Mine too.
Favorite pizza in New Albany?
Oh,
Eagles?
yeah.
Y-
For
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, it's again another thing that he always said is like, I mean, even when we started growing, he was so worried. Like, hey, more pizza shops. I'm like, Dennis, you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to this day, they do amazing.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's the sugar cookies, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
These are
Those
incredible.
from Rushes. It might be from. I don't know.
They might
no,
be from-
no.
I don't know,
I know
honestly.
he has Rushes stuff there. Maybe not
Yeah.
the cookies.
Yeah, see, that's now we're getting somewhere because I need to know where those come from. I've
Yeah,
talked
maybe
to
not the
other people.
I'm
cookies,
not
but
sure,
the cakes
though.
are from there for
Oh,
sure. With
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got park. What about restaurants?
Oh, we eat out way too much, so we
Yeah, we-
frequent all of them.
No offense
Right?
to my wife, she's not a cook.
No, I'm not.
I'm the cook, but I don't like to do it very often. So if I'm going somewhere, again, I'm simple. So
Yeah.
Blue Agave is my favorite
Yeah,
place.
Blue Agave, we are regulars
Yes,
there.
I walk,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but I was just sitting there and they know me very well, and they're like, I go, I'm sorry, I'm in here a lot. They go, you're our MVP. I was like, what does that mean? What does that
They
mean?
know our
I'm like,
orders.
does it mean I just come here too often?
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I love Blue Agave.
Yep, and Elliot's,
Yeah, Elliot's.
Rusty Buckets, where we go for lunch,
and
work lunches.
Yeah. Right.
you have a
yeah.
you have a new favorite bagel shop that you didn't know you had.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
So who was it? Josh? Wait,
No, it was
Nolan.
Nolan.
Nolan,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was. I don't even know what he was out doing, but he called me one evening and he's like, "Mom, there's a secret bagel shop in New Albany, and I found it."
it's in the basement of this building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have no ideas there.
Yeah. I mean, again, when we eat out, I don't like going far.
No, we
but
stick to New Albany.
Even though I like to
restaurants.
try new things,
Yeah.
it's easy just to go like 1 mile down the road. But we do
Yeah.
think there needs to be some better, healthier restaurant options. Like I think.
Yeah, we were
we're
sad when
missing-
Freshie went away.
I know.
Like-
I know. Me too. I love that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really good.
But yeah, it's like I can't do Popeyes. I can't. I mean, that stuff is just if you're. No offense to
Yeah,
it.
no
It's great.
offense
It's
to
great.
Popeyes.
It's great food for
Yeah.
kids and stuff. But when you get to my age, I can't eat bad. I gotta.
I
I want,
know.
I want a healthy option. Give me some healthy options.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I want health. I'm trying. I'm trying my best. Mix
I
in
know
a salad. every
he's
now and
always ordering the salads. I was just complaining the other day because I'll order the burger, he'll order the salad. The waiter comes out, puts the salad in front of me, and the burger in front of him. I'm like, wait a
then.
minute.
She was so offended the other day.
That's hilarious. That's
I'm like-
hilarious. You know where? Speaking of healthy options, I think it's a healthy option. Is Zupa's? I'd never been
Oh,
to Zupa's.
yeah.
And I don't know what I went there. Like my wife and I love that.
It was really good when we went to.
Yeah, I think the most underrated place now that we're thinking a little bit towards Hamilton Road is and the kids love it, is the it's not really New Albany, but it's
What is it?
The sushi place that we go to.
Oh,
Sushi.
Mr. Sushi?
Yeah, it's on
Oh,
Stone Ridge over
We
there.
love Mr. Sushi.
So it's a nice little.
Never been there.
Yeah, it's kind of like
You have not been there? It is so good. It's just a
So,
little hole in the wall too.
you
You
go
wouldn't even
past
expect
Stone
it.
Ridge and turn right into that parking lot. What's the
By
place?
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
time.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so
Yep.
yeah.
Nolan actually texted me a couple hours ago and said, "Can we get sushi tonight?"
Yeah.
So I think we know where we're going now. But chicken salad chick. That's another one. I mean, that's New Albany, right?
You can tell we eat out too
Yeah.
much.
I know. I could go on and on and on.
Have you had the new Greek place?
No, every time I throw out different ideas, it's like, nope.
Wait, where's that at?
So it's where Zero's Pizza used to be.
Oh, no, we got to
Oh, I
try
don't know about that place, but
I guess
there's
it's
a
not
couple
Greek.
of them
Maybe
on
it's
Hamilton
just
Road.
Mediterranean.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's the new Mexican place there,
Yeah.
Okay.
right? And then I had it the other day. It's really good.
Oh, we'll have
Yeah.
to try that.
Yeah. I might try it out by myself because they always are like, no. Like,
I know. I'm kind of picky, but
very picky.
yeah.
Oh man, like Greek fries with like feta, and
that's trouble.
Yeah.
Now we're talking unhealthy again. But fries are so good. aren't
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. What else? Do you guys have any topics that you want to cover?
I mean, not really.
Not that I can think of.
I had thought of something when I was walking in, and it just kind of fell out of my brain.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but no, I'm just super excited to get back at it. There's nothing more that depresses me as a cold, snowy winter. And the reason I started my company is so I could be outside more.
Yeah.
And so just walking outside, and you don't have to have a coat on, and just talking to people. I actually love it.
Yeah.
And it's a freedom thing too, I guess. But
yeah.
so I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, me too. It's been a long winter.
Yeah, one thing John forgot to mention when we did start our business, I remember a specific conversation that we wanted a big family. We didn't want the 9-to-5 desk job.
Yeah.
And so this is what we came up with. And
I didn't want
it's
someone
exactly
to tell
what I
me.
imagined.
I remember very clearly going, how many PTO days do I have left? I want to be able to go. So now I don't have to worry about that anymore. And so that was huge. Like, if I want to go somewhere, I'm going to go somewhere. Now, don't get me wrong. You work hard, play hard, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like, I remember those things. Like, I don't like when someone dictates my schedule.
Yeah.
And it's kind of worked out, I think. So
Yeah. So so when did you initially started it in?
So 2022, we went to Florida. So we were back late 2002. We were back late 2003. So I think we officially started our business in 2004.
Yeah.
And then Josh was born 2005.
Yeah.
And so it's been crazy, wild family business life ever since.
Yeah. Now you guys got some cool places to go visit, though. You can go to Tampa.
Yes.
Visit Jacob.
Yeah.
Brown.
They all went somewhere warm.
Yep, and Myrtle Beach. Myrtle
coastal.
Beach. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jacob loves to brag. It's
gosh.
Snap. He'll do a video or FaceTime, and he's got his shirt off, getting tan, and he's got a palm tree above his head. And we're like, we love you, but we also hate you so much.
Got some choice words for that.
Yeah.
What's he studying?
Double major in
accounting and finance.
I thought when he was on, I thought I remembered it was accounting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll stay down there?
Based on so
don't
far, I
know.
don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's pretty happy, but we're only six, 7 months in.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is there's 3 other New Albany boys with him. So there's Wyatt Butler, Sean Denny, and Owen Kinsey, who was also a baseball player. And even though they love to meet other people, and they talk about meeting other people as well, they're just a tight knit group.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And it helps when you're that far away to have close buddies.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hard not to fall in love with that weather.
No, it's not. It's not terrible.
So Josh is high jumping
Yeah.
Yep.
at Coastal. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
He has his first meet on March 14th.
Yeah.
So.
He's healthy this year, and we're hoping he has a great season. So
Could you go jump like 7.4?
yeah, I just never. So his PR in high school when he finished as a senior, 3rd in the state. He was ranked number 1 for most of the season, but finished 3rd in the state tourney. Was 6'9". He then freshman year first meet PR'd 6'9.5", and then since then he has not been healthy. Had back issues the rest of that year. Sophomore year he had really bad patella tendonitis in his knee. So he was getting PRP shots, multiple, and now he's healthy.
He's back.
So
Good.
we're excited.
So what year is he?
He's a junior.
Junior. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he's stuck with it, and we'll see what happens. So
I love track. So I ran track in college. Love it. Otterbein. So yeah, I love track. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
College track in general is just so much fun.
Yeah, and Nolan's doing high jump, and he's messing with some other events in high school. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
And he's a sophomore.
He's a
right now.
sophomore, yeah.
Okay.
He's a high jumper too, and he likes long jump, and he's doing some. He might do some relays this year. So
Nice.
he'll keep me at the track event the entire time.
Yeah.
Unlike Josh, where he would go high jump and we leave an hour later. Like we were track and field divas. We're like, bye.
You have to love track and field to want
Yes.
to go watch an entire.
I mean, you be there 4 or 5 hours, and like, okay, when's your next event? It's coming up. We've actually left and said we're gonna go get food, and then they text me and go, too late, I already ran. I'm like,
I mean, they're long.
Yeah.
They're long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I coached it at the high school level for a while, and yeah, I love it. Love it. It's awesome. So I'm
yeah.
excited to hear that.
We can't forget about Gracie though.
Yeah.
Gracie.
Yeah,
She's
she's-
8th grade. She does field hockey and she does dance competition at Broadway
Hey.
Bound.
Okay.
So she's starting to keep us very
Yeah.
busy. Yeah. So
Yeah.
but
You're dance parents now.
I am a dance
Dance mom. She loves hearing that.
My kids watch that show. I can't stand it.
I know. I don't like it either.
Like, what are you guys watching this for?
I'll tell you what, though, there are some that are like that.
Oh, I bet.
I've had a lot of good experiences at Broadway Bound, though, but
Yeah,
you see stuff
yeah.
when you're at these comps.
I go to these competitions and I get a little grumpy because it's taking so long. And she's like, "We've done baseball for how many?" And I said, "There's a difference. I go watch the game and then I can leave." I said, "I got to watch everybody else in between it." But when she's on, it's awesome. We
Yeah.
love it. So,
That's cool.
but it could be long. Some of this, she'll do like 3 different things, and we could be there all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easily.
8th grader. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. She's going to be 14 next week. It's hard to believe.
Yeah,
Hard to believe.
she gives me
She's our
she
baby.
gives me a run for my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very strong-willed. She's a tough cookie. We like the
She is a
butt
tough
heads, but
cookie.
I think it's a good
You must
thing.
be alike then.
Probably. I think that's the
Actually,
problem.
They are a lot alike.
I think
yeah.
that's the problem is that,
That's how my wife and my oldest son are. They're so much alike.
I
They're
d-
just constantly at each other. And I'm like,
I compare, I go, okay, if Josh would have talked to me like that when he was born, or like when he was that age, I would probably, flip my lid. But now it's just, I look at her like, whatever. Okay, you win.
well,
I think that's the birth order thing, though, too.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, like
that's
the
real.
whole thing with you drop food. It's like, I'm not giving that to my kid. And now the 4th one, you're like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah,
Just wipe it
just
off.
eat
Yeah,
it.
it's fine. Yeah.
We had a pediatrician who we don't have because insurance changes, and we loved her. And she would like by your 3rd, you're like, yeah, you can run with the scissors, just don't leave the room.
yeah. Right.
And it is so true.
Right.
It is so true.
Yeah.
That's great. So how's the old? So what are the age? What's the Gracie to?
So Gracie's almost 14. Nolan's 16. Jacob's 19. He's 19, right? No, he's
yeah,
18.
he
Oh my
turns
gosh.
ni-
He
he
turns
turns
19 this year, and then Josh turns 21.
Okay, so
So,
14, 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep. Pretty much
Yeah.
every 2 years.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I knew we wanted a big family. Here they are.
Yeah, if we would have had another boy and not Gracie,
We might have
we
5.
might have 5.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, really?
she was hell bent on having a girl.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was, let's just say I was on the table after Gracie was
Oh my
born.
gosh.
Fixing this problem
Yes,
right now.
we're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
We were done. We were done after 2, and I think I was scheduled. Was it 2? No. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember, but I was scheduled, and she was like, "You sure you want to do this?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
Give me an option. And then there was another one.
Yeah.
And there was another one.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah. It is fun though. We talked about it earlier. Like I'm in the middle of it, and sometimes we're like, "This is crazy. What are we doing? Travel, softball." And
Mm-hmm.
our youngest daughter just started gymnastics, and she's good. She's the youngest of 4. Like she's been watching everybody
Mhm.
else. And so she goes to gymnastics. She makes the team, and now I'm gonna get her age wrong. I'm sure 7, I think. 2 days a week, 3 hours a night. is crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
Like, and then, Vinny's in track now, and
Yeah.
it's craziness. It's
Yeah.
craziness. So it's nice to see that you can survive it.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
so I again, one of the greatest things about like running a local business is a lot of the clients in some instances become good friends of mine.
Yeah.
And so I have one instance, a New Albany parent, where we did a lot of work for him, and we ended up, just hitting it off. We know our kids, Nolan and his daughter was connected, and now we play basketball there every Thursday. And the point is, a lot of them are younger than me. So they're in their 30s and 40s, and they're all right into the meat of it. Like 3 kids playing travel sports and this and that. And I'm thinking and I always you try to give them some advice, and you go, boy, I'm done with those days. And it's crazy because that's where we were.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Having 4 kids and all of those activities is expensive too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like all of a
know.
sudden we're like, oh wow, no travel baseball fees, no basketball fees, none
But
of
it's
it.
fun to sit back and listen because it's like you hear the drama too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. It's like, this kid and this coach. And I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, that part I don't miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's plenty of that.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately it is. It's a part of what goes with it. But I love it here. I really do.
Yep.
A lot of people have opinions on New Albany, but our kids and our families live in a bubble. This is a great city.
It is. Yeah, it really is.
And, we wouldn't have it any other way.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, you get to tell your kids, I always tell my kids, you have no idea how good you have it. Like, the
Exactly.
facilities, the resources, the education, the people you're around, your friends. You get a different perspective because you were here before this place looked like this. I'm comparing it to Northeast Ohio. It's easy. So you could tell them, hey, this wasn't here. Like, you guys are super lucky.
Yeah.
They don't believe half the stories I tell them.
No,
but
they don't.
Oh, I bet.
but I think they as they get older, they start to, I can tell Josh starts to understand. Like, I think there'll be that level of appreciations that comes back our way.
Yeah.
But I mean, just knowing what they had. But yeah, definitely this place is pretty cool. It really is.
Yeah, it is. I got to get Dennis on.
Yeah.
We're going to maybe try and get some of the basketball players on.
I can connect you with the girls' side or the boys' side. I only have a couple I could probably throw your way, but sure. I mean,
After the girls win the state championship.
Yeah, I mean, just absolutely amazing the change.
They're doing awesome.
Yeah. So, and I get all this information from playing basketball with all of them on Thursday, and it's just amazing to hear the stories. Because I remember last year, I think didn't they only win like 1 or 2 games?
Yeah, it wasn't like this. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of change in New Albany athletics.
Yeah, the coach of the soccer team. I mean, Aubrey was the coach for I don't know how many years, and that was Josh's coach. And I remember texting him and about a couple months ago and said, "Hey, did you know Johnny retired?" And he's like, "What?" So and Josh immediately was like, "I gotta send him a message." He's been 3 years removed from him being his coach, and these coaches, there's always change, and football's going through it right now.
Yeah. Well, so boys, girls soccer.
Yeah.
Boys, girls golf.
Yeah.
Sandman recently.
Baseball less than 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boys and girls basketball recently, and now football.
Yeah.
Yeah. Change happens.
Hopefully it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah. To be determined. Well, I appreciate you guys doing this.
Yeah.
I know there's a little I'm a little bit nervous. It's super easy. Super
this
fun.
was fun. Yeah.
I don't think I'll re-listen to it though, because you know how you the whole saying I don't want to watch
yourself.
myself or
Yeah.
hear myself. I don't know if I would like that. But
You're gonna need it for social media, so you're gonna have to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks again. I appreciate it.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.